Yes. What's
What
going
a
on,
trip,
everybody?
dude! It's so nice that we've got everybody here in the show. You're not out meeting with an interior decorator or flying around in New York.
No, I'm flying, but I am flying out this afternoon. I'm going out to Louisville.
Louisville, what the heck are you doing in Kentucky?
I'm going to the PGA Championship, man.
Okay.
So I'm going to the final round on tomorrow, Sunday.
Was it Scheffler got arrested?
He
did.
You're going to
Friday.
represent him, right? You're going to try to help.
Did you go
I'm
bail
going
him
to bail
out?
him out. Yeah.
What did he get arrested for?
You didn't hear
You
this?
didn't hear this?
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
man.
man.
It's
So
all over the news yesterday.
Yeah, so unfortunately, someone lost their life, got hit by one of the buses that transport fans and whatnot, and so traffic was stopped, and he went around the traffic onto the median, I guess, and the police told him to pull over, and I guess he didn't pull over very fast, and the police officer, I guess, grabbed him through the window and then so they arrested him.
Did the Roscoe P. Coltrane cuffed him and stuffed him?
Yep. So
Dude,
he got out. He got out just in time for the to go, and so he's still in the tournament. But
That's hysterical.
Right?
I don't know if it's hysterical. The part about the person losing their life is not hysterical.
No,
Okay,
absolutely
no,
not.
that's not. Gosh dang it.
Yeah. Look out, dude. See how it is, Dylan? You just went and said something. Now you're busted. We're going to have to cancel you.
I know it. No, I think I just think I'm imagining, being number one in the PGA championship.
Number one golfer in the world.
Yeah.
And
And
he's
supposedly
leading.
a super nice guy.
Nice guy, and he's just like, I've been hot. I just shot 18 holes. I'm going over the median.
Well, no, they
Well,
were
they
saying
were
that
saying
the
to go.
golfers could go.
Yeah.
but yeah.
So it's a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding.
Is what's being said.
Man.
I think that's all PR.
Well, they got him for like 4 charges, including reckless driving and assault on a police officer and a couple other charges. I think it was 4 charges.
That's why Doug's going to help out. I mean,
Yes.
you need some moral support after a day like that.
He doesn't need my help. I'm about the worst golfer in the world, but I love golfing. So and I love watching it. So it'll be fun. I've never been to a final round of a championship. I go up to the Phoenix Open every once in a while.
But you're not watching.
But that's
You're not.
no. That's more of a party. This is going to be more of a golf. Really enjoying the players and the excellence. They make it look so easy on TV. You watch them play golf, and I know it's not the most lively sport to watch on TV. But they just make it look so easy. Then you go out there and go, I could do that, and you can't do anything close to that.
Nowhere near it.
About one every 50 swings.
You went golfing just a couple of weeks ago. How'd you do?
I went last week.
Last week? How'd you
I
do?
went last week. I shot a 94, which for me is pretty good on a course. It was on Trilogy out in Gilbert.
Like a
KTAR
best
Ranch.
ball, or that's you just shooting
No, that was just
94?
me, and that was I counted every stroke. I didn't cheat not one bit.
That's funny you had to add that disclaimer.
Judge Smales, where you kicked the ball into the fairway.
It was a true 94. It was a true 94. It wasn't one of the kick out of the woods, and
Right.
not count
Mulligan stuff.
Yeah. No, I had some blow up holes, a couple of blow up holes, but for the most part, I had quite a few pars too. I was hitting the ball good.
I'm surprised you made it that far down south. I mean, normally that's way too far away for you.
I agree with that, but it was free, so
Because I
gotta
live
make
like
the
half
trek.
a mile from there.
yeah. No, you live longer than that.
No, I do not.
It did take me like 45 minutes to get.
Doug's not a fan of that far south,
No,
man.
I
That
drive all
Kentucky-
day with my regular job, man. I don't like to go out. Dylan's like, "Oh, come over to my house." I'm like, "I don't want to. I've been driving all day. I don't want to go 45 minutes out of my way to go."
First
to
of
your
all,
house."
I haven't invited you in a year because you don't deserve it because you have a negative attitude about it.
I do, and I appreciate that. Please continue
Right?
to not invite me.
Keep that streak alive.
I would really like to keep that streak alive for sure.
We had a team flip that we purchased in Queen Creek. It's under contract. It's closing June 1st. And I said, hey, we should all go down to the flip. Everybody see it together, see the progress. Shoot a little video, share it on social,
And
etc.
so people don't understand what's a team flip. You had all the employees invest in a flip.
Yeah, so something really cool that Doug does to help everybody understand the business more and to provide a massive opportunity is he says, hey, there's a property that we're purchasing. I'm going to let you guys buy shares into the flip. And
Nice.
so Doug has none of his own money in, but the team buys it, right?
And they fix it up. They hire, through you, they hire the contractors. And
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. So I ran it and I sold it for them, but they shared in all the profits, right?
Nice.
Depending on how many shares that they purchased. And really, really cool that you do that, Doug. Yeah, really cool.
It's pretty awesome to see everyone participate. I thought for sure, I'm like, all right, you guys, my whole team, I'm like, you guys buy whatever percentage that you want and I'll cover the rest. I have not. We've done. It's our second one now. I hadn't had to cover any of it because it's all getting bought up by the employees. It's awesome.
Yeah, there's more money than shares.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm just got to buy like $1 million house now.
Everybody will be terrified. So we were all. I was trying to get everybody to go down to the flip. Have like a really cool team building experience,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Hey, let's all get down there. I'll have you guys come over to my house. I'll treat you. We'll make pizzas or grill or something like that. And Doug, no, I'm not going there right now. I don't want to do that.
Why don't
It's
you make
too
it more
far.
centrally located, Dylan?
How
Come
about
on, man,
we
for real.
built this beautiful building that has a perfectly good kitchen in it. It's got a bar. It's got everything.
Everyone
You just
knows
do
where it is.
Everyone knows where it is. It's really centrally located. It's right off of Higley and the freeway.
But our flip isn't right off Higley and the freeway. Our flip is in Queen Creek.
Well, everyone went out there. They saw it.
Nobody did.
Yes, they did. I know that Leslie was out there quite a bit.
Leslie was the only one.
No, there's more people that were out there.
I would like to
Lynn
take
went
an over
Lynn went
under
out there as
that,
well.
that less than half saw it.
I'll take the over.
All right, lunch at Buck and Ryder.
Okay.
We'll see. No, but that was a ton of fun there. Speaking of the office and it being centrally located, when are we going to get the patio done?
Yeah, dude.
I've been waiting.
I've been seeing it. It looks like it's leveled, but they didn't put the pavers in yet.
No, the pavers are coming on Monday.
Well, I thought they were supposed to come on Friday.
Well, they were supposed to, but things happen.
Oh, the other side's looking good. Looks like they got the flooring in, and
Yeah.
Oh, really? How are they doing on that?
Yeah, everything's in. Did you see the glass doors in there?
no, not yet. Nice.
Man, we're gonna have the best training room. I'll tell you what. If you're a realtor in the East Valley, you need to check out. You need to check out this office. It's right on Higley and Southern, and it is absolutely state of the art. No stone unturned. It is going to be. It already is. It's fantastic the way it's built out right now, but it's going to be even better once that patio gets finished out and our training room gets finished out, which will be in the next week or two. There's just going to be no better place to work in the valley. So if you're an agent, come over and see us. We're at 5304 East Southern, right on Southern and Higley. Our whole Doug Hopkins Inc. All works out of here as well, and there's going to be several offices available on the other side, starting in about 2 weeks. We actually have a waiting list of agents to get in. So if you're looking for an office and want to be around productive agents that are actually doing business and show up every day. This is the place for you. Come on over to my home group. It's, again, 5304 East Southern on Southern and Higley.
That's going to be done when, do you think?
Should be done in the next 2 weeks.
That's kind of nice, dude. You've had so much construction going on. It's kind of going to free you up your brain and all that stuff.
It's been great that, this side of the office where we operate out of,
it's kinda
been done. It's been done for a bit. And everyone that comes in here just can't believe it. It's such a transformation from what it was. I mean, Kevin and I built this office in 2004. And, it was literally just offices, 10-foot ceilings, Kevin?
Yeah, 10-foot ceilings. We just tried to pack everybody in. We had so many employees at the time. It was a crazy time. But, it was June 15th we moved in of 2004. So it's been like almost exactly 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm glad we kicked you out, Kevin. It looks a lot better now.
Looks a little different. Looks a little different now.
A little different. Yeah. The big mortgage company model. I don't know that that's the best option right now.
I don't think it is. No.
Well, you got your cabin done. You got this place done. You got the other side done in 2 weeks. There's one more construction update. We'll have to get into that sometime soon here.
Yeah.
Is it going good?
It's actually
House on the
starting to
hill.
move around. It's moving up. We got the insulation in now.
Nice.
Starting on the drywall, and so it's starting to take shape, and we're actually moving some. They're moving a little bit. So
Really?
I'm hoping to be in October. We'll see.
October, huh?
Well, my daughter's wedding is November 2nd, so I need to
Be there for that.
I have a ton of people that are going to be coming out here that want to stay with me. And it'll be nice if I have both houses. So
Yeah, it will.
It'll save people a lot of money, and they'll be able to stay in a nice house instead of dusky old motel room.
Still, if you
Well,
started
hey, we have plenty of room at our house. So if people need to stay,
you got an empty nest
all
there,
my
bro.
all my kids are gone. So.
Whoa. I don't know if you're allowed to call Doug's guest house your house just because there's a pickleball court there, Kevin.
My actual home, I'm trying to say. But yeah, it's crazy when the kids move out and it's just you, wife, and the dog. Changes the whole dynamic.
It sure does, Kevin.
It does. You noticed it too. That just happened to you.
So I'll tell you what. I became an empty nester about 3 months ago. My daughter moved out. She's getting married in November, like I said, and And she said she just moved in with it. They got a house they're renting, and I'll tell you, the first day she was gone, I was depressed.
Yeah.
I actually got depressed, and now I'm just like, I'm not depressed anymore. I go out, get my coffee, buck naked in the
Yeah,
morning,
you don't
and be
have to
like,
put clothes on.
whatever. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about closing doors and
Nothing.
I'm going to try to
whatever.
clear that thought from my mind. You walking around buck naked for coffee.
I love it.
Oh, God. More of the Doug Hopkins Flippin' Real Estate Radio Show coming up right here on KTAR. Now, the man of the hour, Doug Hopkins, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I got a good story for us. I know,
all right,
we
yeah.
want to talk about some statistics or whatever, but I have a good story that, well, I don't know if I should say this actually on the air.
Say it. Come on.
Now you totally
You already
let
got
it
the
out
readers on the
burlap,
edge of their
dude.
seat, the
Come on.
listeners. Let's go.
Did anybody get arrested?
No.
Then you better tell the story.
So we went out to a house, and the lady had called us, and we had made an offer on the house for about, I think it was about $170,000, and she said, okay, she'll get back to us, and so she called back about a month later, and it was a small little house out in Phoenix, and she said, you know what, I'm going to sell you this house, but I don't have. I only have one dependent or one relative in this world, and it's my grandson. And I don't want him to get any money because he doesn't do anything for me. He doesn't help me out. We have no relationship. So anything I get that I leave behind, he gets, but I don't want him to have anything. So I want to sell you this house for $30,000.
Oh.
Whoa.
Which will, she's like, I'm not long for this world. That's all I need to live. And just please buy my house. And we said, I'm sorry, we cannot do that.
Yeah.
And she's like, why? And I said, because we cannot do that. We if you want to donate the money,
Yeah.
you can.
There's a lot of great organizations.
But we'll pay $170,000. That's what our offer is. And if you'd like to donate the rest of the money, you can donate to whoever you want.
Yeah.
And so
Your church, the neighborhood, there's lots of stuff.
she goes, all right, well, come out tomorrow, but do not sign a contract because I am selling you this house for $30,000. So we went out there. We're like, we are paying $170 for this. And she's like, what are you talking about? And like, you called us yesterday and said that you wanted to sell this for $30,000. We cannot do that. And she's like, you're here to fix the plumbing, correct?
Oh.
Oh, no,
my gosh.
man.
No.
Really?
Yep. And so at that point, it was like, okay, is there any healthcare workers that you work with? Is there anybody
Yeah,
that
some
we can
support
call?
system or
Yeah.
something that you can let them know?
Yeah. What do you do? Like what do you do at that point?
Yeah.
It's
Is there social services kind of thing that you could call, or
Yeah.
is there some sort of thing for elderly folks like that?
yeah. Well, I mean that's what we did.
Yeah.
And just trying to get her some help but I'm glad it was us that she called because
my God.
a lot of people would have gone right over there that day.
Sold it, put that thing
yeah.
under contract, and been done because they're scandalous.
Absolutely. So it's this job that we do, it can be really rewarding, and we get to meet some really nice people, and there's people that I still talk to this day that we bought their house and still stay in contact with, and there's certain stuff that just breaks your heart, and that was one that just broke my heart.
Yeah, she had already said she had no other family except her grandson.
Yeah.
who's
Could you
disowned
see
her.
any of the signs of the dementia when you were there? Or was there any kind of inkling or anything?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
but it just you
Subtle,
never know
though, you
with,
never
with
know.
people. Not like I had another one where we went. She answered the door with no
Oh,
bottoms on.
yeah. You said something about this one time. A lady came to the door naked.
Yeah, not naked, but no pants on. And then she had told me that that there's cameras in her house that are watching her, and the neighbor placed them in there, and they watch her every move, and that aliens come down and like all this
Oh,
stuff.
wow, dude. You get a lot. Do you get much of that
No,
stuff or what?
usually maybe one every year or two.
Yeah.
Something like that, where it's just really, just really scary.
Yeah,
actually.
because you
It's-
just don't know
it's
how
sad.
far off they are or
Yeah.
kind of what they're capable of.
Yeah.
So what'd you say to her when she showed up naked?
When I said, please close the door and put on your pants. That's exactly what I said.
Was she like, oh man, why do I have to do that?
No, she's like, "Are you sure? I'm comfortable this way." I'm like, "I'm not." Literally, that's exactly what happened there. And she said, "Okay, okay," and she put her pants on. So
Jeez.
You make quite the impression, Doug.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a
it
no
happens.
undie Sunday.
Yeah,
No undie Sunday.
What?
Whoa, I don't want to
with
go
that,
around your
man?
house on
Wow,
Sunday,
dude.
Chris.
Hey,
I'm
that
not
ain't my
coming
rule.
by.
I'm just
I don't
telling
like
you.
it. I don't like it.
Sounds like some sort of weird radio promotion gone astray.
Yeah.
but stuff like that happens, you know, and we get it a lot where people say, "I just want this for the house," and we're like, "No, I have to pay you more for the house. I cannot do that." You know, because some people just don't know the values of their homes and just they have a number in mind that they want, and there's nobody else in town that would do that.
Yeah, it goes the other way too, though. You run across a ton of people who have a number in their mind
More-
that is
more
way
than
higher
more.
than
Yes,
the one that
yes.
you're able to pay.
Yeah, yeah, and some people just don't understand that there's costs in selling a home, and not every number that you see that the house sold for is exactly what it sold for, because it's you know, there's a lot of when you look at Zillow and see what your neighbor's house sold for, what you don't see is how many points were paid in concessions. They don't
Yeah, I
list
didn't
that.
even think about that. You
Yeah.
could like have gotten money back from the seller out of
It
the
happens
like
all the
all
time.
kinds of stuff. So you maybe didn't even really pay that amount for the house.
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways that you don't know. Number one is when you do the Binzer, when they do the inspection, right? So a lot of times, instead of having the seller repair all the things, they'll do a credit in lieu of repairs.
Makes sense.
So, you know, if it needs a new roof, if it needs a new air conditioner, you know, yeah, and that's negotiated. It could be 10,000, 15,000. So you know, even though the house sold for 500,000, that's what you're going to see. You don't see whatever the concessions are, and then you don't see the concessions on points paid as well. We can see that as realtors in the MLS, but like on Zillow and stuff like that, you can't see it. So, you know, if you're paying 3 points on that's $15,000, and then you know, if they had to pay a new roof and everything else,
Yeah, because you can't get that done between the time that you buy the house and it closes. So
Yeah.
you have to put that onto the contract.
so it could be another $15,000, $20,000.
You know what else? The lady next door to me, she ended up selling her house and a bunch of stuff inside of it because people, you know, they want to buy the house and have it kind of furnished.
Yep.
So that could be personal property in that thing too. You never ever know, huh?
Yep. No, and personal property, you can't really be a part of the contract. You can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No
so-
monetary
separate?
value.
Yeah, you put it as you know.
You can give it to them basically,
Correct.
but
Bill
of course,
of
there's
sale.
Yeah.
of course there's a
separate bill
value
of
to
sale.
it. Yeah.
Right. That's my point. Is that you know, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. No, I didn't pay for that. Makes sense, dude.
All right,
So
let's
hey,
get to some stats here.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Phoenix
go ahead.
homes sold faster in April than in March, according to Armless, and that's the Arizona, what is it, multiple listing service or something. Looking back 1 year ago, it says that the days on market fell from 77 days last April to 68 days this April. That's good news, right? We're getting a lower time on market.
Well, Dylan's got his stats.
What do you
right
got
up
for the
there.
local right here, dude?
Yeah. So it has fallen a little bit. So it's fallen 4.26% over the last year, right? So that's pretty good. Homes are selling a little bit faster, right? The median home price. But the real news right now is that their inventory is way up. We're up 32%.
What is the amount of homes for sale?
And ladies and gentlemen, that's
18,000
Dylan, not
change.
Barry White. He's still got the issue with the voice.
Yeah, my voice is not quite 100%.
That's because he's allergic to dairy. You just found out.
Wow, is that why you just drank a milk? Before?
Right.
What-
There's
What's
a
going
protein
on?
drink. There's no milk in it.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure?
It looked like it, was,
It's milk.
it had a cow on it. I swear it had
You
a cow
literally
on
just found out, and you're still drinking it.
Don't care. Cheese is too good, man.
it. Wow. It doesn't
Poor
care.
Michaela. Can you even imagine what that place
my
is like
God.
at night?
Too
You're
good,
allergic
dude.
to milk. Guess what? I'm drinking milk.
I'm lactose
No,
intolerant. Oops.
you know what? I actually found out. I got COVID.
Whoa.
I had COVID again 2 weeks ago. When my
Oh,
voice
when I was
Wow.
sitting right next to you,
Yeah.
and you were
Yeah, man.
you know, you were sharing lunch together because you always want to eat lunch with me.
Yes, that's true.
Dude,
Whoa.
you need
had
to become
COVID.
Howie Mandel-esque and stop
You had
having lunch
COVID.
with folks.
Pretty crazy. That's why my voice is still almost not here.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway, inventory is up 32%, and our pending listings are down 10%.
Oh.
Very interesting dynamic. Okay. So what does that mean? That means that there are more homes available on the market and there are less properties under contract than a year ago. Right?
Okay.
Which bodes true. If you had to go last year, which that spring selling season was awesome last year, right? This year feels like there's more inventory and a little less home spending.
More options for the buyer.
Way
now.
more options
Yes.
for the buyer.
So now's the time, right? Now's the time to buy.
I have 10 listings that are pending right now. Right? Not the whole team, just me. And almost every single contract has concessions to the buyer right now.
That's what I'm seeing on my end. You know, they're paying the closing costs, paying the 2-1 buy down. Sometimes they're also paying for the HOA and everything else. And I got a great announcement for the next segment, so stay tuned.
Okay, we'll get to that and a bunch more with the Doug Hopkins Flippin' Real Estate Radio Show right here on KTAR. It is the Doug Hopkins Flippin' Real Estate Radio Show brought to you by the Doug Hopkins team, powered by the good folks at My Home Group. Also, Mortgage Tree Lending. Call Kevin at 480-560-5555. Call Dylan, the man, at 480-498-8000. And call Doug at 1-800-SELL-NOW. All right, Kevin, you had a big announcement that you wanted to tell the audience. Is this about the operation?
No.
Oh, you're
No
retiring.
operations. I'm not retiring. I'm still playing pickleball.
No exams that we need to know about?
No. I'm
No changes that we're looking forward
perfectly
to?
healthy. Just for the record, I got super preferred on my life insurance for the record. So
That's awesome. After the hip replacement, they let that happen.
no,
And the
no hip
estrogen therapy?
replacement. Nope. You guys are the
What
worst.
does it mean, super preferred?
That means they prefer to insure me.
They prefer to
Superly.
take his money over other people's money. That's what it means.
We will
No, it's-
take your money.
It's the highest level you can get. Super preferred. You can be preferred. You can
the
be
top of the
standard.
list
Off
for
more than
insurance
any
theft.
other person.
Yeah, it's standard, preferred, super preferred, KK status. So,
Yeah.
okay. So I'm fine.
There's a lot of K's in there.
Anyway,
Get an extra prostate
hey.
exam.
You're ruining my
got
big
some.
announcement over here. We have zero down. And let me explain.
Whoa.
Let me explain.
Hold on. What?
So there's a lot of programs out there that were zero down, but a lot of borrowers could not take advantage of them because they had income limits. Meaning, if you made a certain amount, you weren't qualified. If you made too much, and as we know, the values of homes here have gone up so much. They actually have a program that just came out where they'll pay up to $15,000 for your down payment. So they're going.
Wait. Who's paying for it?
So the lender is
Okay.
paying 50. So let's say you buy a $500,000 house. You put 3% down. It's a conventional 3% down.
Maybe 15 grand.
15 grand. It's a 15 grand that they loan you.
Who's they?
The lender,
Just
us. So at 0%, and there's no payments on it. And if you have the seller pay for your closing costs, which we just talked about, they're paying concessions. You can literally get in with zero down.
Okay, I have a couple questions.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's shoot them.
So this $15,000 is no payments and 0%. When do I pay this back?
When you sell the house or you refinance it.
Okay, so they don't want that money anytime.
It just sits floating there in midair,
It's
with
it's
nothing.
there on the
Like a lien. It's a lien
It's a
again.
lien.
Yeah.
It's a lien on the property that is not required to be paid. Again, 0%
Serviced or
interest
anything.
until you sell or refinance. Then you'd have to pay.
So what if I just have the home for 50 years and never?
At the end of your 30-year loan, I'm imagining you're going to have to kick down that 15K, my friend.
That's a great question to ask that. We're just getting into this, but I
They
imagine
just
after
created
30,
the loan a week ago. What's
after
going to happen in 30
years,
years?
you might want to pay it off.
That's an
perhaps.
infinite return on the $15,000 is what
Well,
I'm
there's no that 15 grand in 30 years will be worthless, right? So anyway, the point is that you literally can get, if you're a first-time home buyer and you've got good credit, you have to have a 700 FICO. You have to be a first-time home buyer. Someone on the loan has to be a first-time home buyer. So if you're with someone that isn't a first-time home buyer, that's okay. And again, they define first-time home buyer as someone that hasn't owned a home in 3 years. So if
Oh, that's
you
big.
haven't, so if you haven't owned a home in 3 years, you have a 700 FICO. Obviously, you have to qualify income-wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's huge.
With all
You know,
the houses that are out there that are
Massive.
going to need some repairs, and you've got your option right now with so much
Yes.
on the market, that's a great deal.
and there's a lot of people in that boat where coming up with that down payment was just too much for them. And now there's they have the income. You did good with your credit. Now you can get in with zero down. I mean that's cheaper. You try to rent something they
Oh,
want.
you can't do
Are
it.
there any
months.
extra fees though? PMI and all that extra stuff. Are those like extra fees for this
Mortgage insurance
program?
would probably be a little higher, I would imagine.
Mortgage insurance is higher if you just put down 3%. Now you can put down 5 if you want, but you can add 2 more percent. But obviously the least down you put, mortgage insurance does go up, and that depends again on your FICO score. But mortgage insurance has come down quite a bit.
Yeah,
over the
I heard
last few
that.
years. Yeah,
To make it a little bit more affordable because the prices are so bad.
yeah. So, like I said, this is something that you could, you have kids or you have someone that just is scraping by with as far as the savings. This would be a program for them. Helps out a lot of these kids that are coming out that just, they graduated, they got the good job. They just
So your
they don't have
three
a lot of
sons are
savings.
going to be buying houses with you and I very
Oh
shortly.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're trying to get the one son back, so yeah, well, that's actually a great idea.
You know what?
The average home is $450,000 here in the Valley.
And you
so
gotta
this
start-
program is perfect.
Perfect
for today, because not only are you getting your down payment for free, basically,
Yes.
if you buy a home under $500,000, but seller concessions are extremely prevalent. So we can get those seller concessions negotiated, and you can buy a home with almost nothing out of pocket right now.
Correct. It's really, I mean, they just announced it. It came out yesterday, and I feel like this is going to be a huge help, huge boost for first-time home buyers. And again, like, well, what's the catch? There's no catch. A lot of people are like, well, they're not giving them the money. They're giving you the money. There's no interest on it. You do have to eventually pay that money back, but there's no interest on it. So it's something that you want to take advantage of. We don't know how long this program is going to go on. And again, it's up to $15,000. If you bought a house more than $500,000, you just have to come up with a difference, which would be minimal.
Yeah,
right?
so you're not limited to sub $500,000. You
Correct.
can buy it for $1 million.
Right, exactly. I was just using that as an example. Yeah.
So that means that everybody with a conventional loan is basically going to use it
If they're a
right.
first-time home buyer.
if they're a first-time home buyer.
And that changes everything. You're going to start building wealth, all the stuff that you have for being a homeowner, and not just putting it into rent. God, you got to do that.
Yes, 100%. It's free money that you can use and utilize without having to pay interest on it.
So what if I'm a first-time home buyer this year?
Yeah.
He said
Well,
you got to
again,
not have had one for 3
3
years.
years.
Dylan.
3
Come
years?
on.
Yes. That's the definition. So, sell the house to your kid and rent for 3 years, and then come on by. If it's still
If it's
still
still
around.
there,
But yeah, again, I want everyone to take advantage of this.
That's
Call
huge,
me,
though.
480-560-5555. We don't know how long this will go on. Obviously, they just started. It should be out for a while, but this is something that I'm sure they allocated a certain amount of money towards. And once that money's gone, then the program will end. So again, take advantage of it. Does it? The rate, all that stuff is like a normal 30-year fixed with 3% down. So it's not like they're charging a higher rate or anything on it. So yeah, very excited for this program.
I'm surprised that this hasn't come out sooner. I really, really like it because the people that are hurt most by this market are those that are not yet in the market.
Yes.
Right? The people that are in the market already, they have an asset to sell and move around, right? So that they have their down payment already. They can buy down their PMI, get rid of it potentially. They have a huge, huge resource. Getting into a market that is at a historically very high, right,
Yes.
payment-wise, it's a huge barrier to entry.
Yes, it is. It is. And I deal with that a lot with, kids that are both husband and wife, young couple. They're making, they got the good scores. They're making the good money. They just can't scrape up that down payment, 'cause
All right, we're getting Kayla in Market House, Doug.
yes.
I've been trying, man. I've been trying, but they're they have their own business. So
1099.
at 24 years old, having your own business and doing 1099 and getting qualified is a little bit harder.
Yeah, Kevin is a little bit prejudiced against 1099 employees.
I think the banking system in general is
Well,
Kevin.
I always bring back the reality is if you're self-employed, there's just more documentation there. And they always go back to, 7 out of 10 businesses fail. So to them, that's a higher risk, where if you're W-2, they pretty much just give you your gross income.
Still
Yeah.
though, you'll get them around those hoops. Those
There are.
barriers.
There's something that I've done now with self-employed people, and it doesn't work for everyone. But if they are approved, sometimes we only need 1 year of taxes for self-employed.
Okay.
1 year. So
It used to be like 3, right?
or two
Two
to
or three,
three,
yeah.
and you'd have to average it. So if you have you've been in business for a long time, your credit's good, and you had a good year last year, might be a time to buy. So yeah, there's a lot of programs out there that just other LOs don't know about or don't realize that you can take advantage of, and I see it all the time. You know, I get deals that builders turn down, that other LOs turn down, that we're able to make work. And sometimes it just takes digging and figuring out a way that you can be creative. And again, following the guidelines.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of wiggle room there for a lot of people out there, and they don't realize it.
Well, then, if anybody knows the wiggle room, it's Kevin. I'm telling you, you got to get in here. This guy knows all the ins and outs on every single nuance.
Yes, absolutely. So give me a call again, 480-560-5555. Let's get your kids into a home.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you did, speaking of getting people qualified and loans done that are self-employed, you did Damon's in record time.
Yes.
Damon, my partner in California, he's sick of paying California taxes, so he's going to live here for 6 months and a day
Yes.
and pay Arizona taxes, which should save him a heck of a lot of money in taxes,
Yes.
because California is the highest taxes in the nation, I believe. Might be second to New
awful
York, but
out there.
I think it's first, actually. The difference is incredible. You know, I think it will save him almost 10% on his tax bill, which is
That's considerable.
Quite a bit. Yes.
yes.
Yes, and not to get too personal with Damon, obviously he's very successful, has tons of businesses, a lot of paperwork, a lot of things that had to happen to make that work. And I have a great team behind me too. I got Wes there, and we were able to put that all together and get that approved and done. Yeah, quickly.
I think it was like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, 2 weeks we were able to get that done. So, again, we've been doing this a long time. We know the ins and outs of how to make a deal work, and if it won't work, or you always believe that eventually you're going to buy, right? It's just a matter of, hey, fix your credit, do what you need to do, and I'll help you work through that.
You guys want to jump right into some listings, or do you want to jump into some news? What we got? We launching some stuff?
Let's do a news article really quick as I pull up the listings because the MLS is loading.
Okay. So it says that Realtor.com inventory is overall up in America's biggest cities. Is that kind of like what you guys are seeing? Is inventory's up here?
Yep,
Yeah.
36%.
36%?
And obviously, rates has a huge factor on that because rates are a little bit higher. That's causing people to, maybe hold off on buying for now.
They say that southern states claimed more than half, 56.7% of all available inventory in April.
Well, let me tell you something, and a lot of that is because of just people not pricing their house the way they should.
Really? You finding that?
Dylan said something earlier in the show, right? He says he has 10 pending sales right now.
Yes.
We lose deals left and right to other realtors because we will only price them if they're, legitimately that, if we can prove legitimately that that's what the house is going to sell for. What happens sometimes is another agent will come in and say, we can get you $50,000 more.
Yeah.
And it's just not true. And a lot of the times you're going to get caught up in doing a 6-month lease and stuff like that, and then or a 6-month contract with the listing agent, and then a month or two when your house hasn't sold, they're saying, "What? Hey, Mr. Realtor, what's going on here?" And we probably overpriced it. Let's lower it down. Now you still have 4 months left, 5 months left, depending on how much time that is. And
your house has been on the market for a while. People don't look at it as fresh anymore, and
it's almost like a form of bait and switch, right? Where they're going to get that listing. Once they have that listing, they know that you got you on the hook for 6 months, and they'll end up selling it for what you told them it was worth.
Yeah,
and that's
I see $60,000 of price reductions all the time.
yeah,
wow.
All the time. I will go back and look at a listing. So in our system,
ones that you lose out to. Yeah.
So we mark it in our system to like dead listed, right? Is the stage that we put it on, and it automatically puts us a task for like 2 months out. That way we can check in,
And
right?
see what.
Every single time, if it sells, it ends up going huge price reductions and sells for what I told them.
Dude,
Over and over and over again. And the difference is that instead of selling the home within a week or two, it took them 2 to 3 months of agony
Right.
to finally get their home sold.
Put yourself in a buyer's place, right? So you're a buyer, and you have one house that's been listed for 3 days on the market, and you have another house that's been listed for 92 days on the market. Mm-hmm. Do you think that you're going to go in at the same price on both of those houses?
No.
You would think that, the one that's been listed on the 92 days on the market, you're probably going to come in significantly under asking price.
Yeah, they might be a little bit more inclined to take an offer that's not full price.
That is just human nature,
yeah,
right?
it just is the way it works.
So your seller is thinking, I've got to get rid of this house. It's been 3 months, and I want to move on with my life, and I want to move on with my new home and my new career and my new whatever, And so, are you gonna offer the same price on that you will on one that's been 3 days on the market, and you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, I know this. Yeah, we're getting a lot of traction. There's a lot of people showing it, and the sense of urgency on a house that's listed a week and under is going to be, for a buyer is going to be more. I would imagine your offer is going to be more.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot more excitement and a lot more. You're competing basically with other buyers that are looking for in that price range for the new homes that are coming on the market in that price range. So if you're priced right off the get-go, you're going to get more money than pricing it way high at the beginning and sitting on it.
So if you're a seller, and because I mean, honestly, let's be serious. Somebody comes in and tells you they're going to give you $50,000 more for the house. You can't not want to try to go that route. How do you figure out what's the real? I mean, for all those people, how do they find that spot?
Well, a lot of times what I find is a lot of realtors are pulling from different subdivisions and not in that own
Not
subdivision.
the one that they're in.
There's it'd be like, for instance, Dobson Ranch. So there's houses north of Dobson Ranch and houses south of Dobson Ranch. Dobson Ranch pulls more money. All right, and then you got Dobson Woods, Dobson Glen. There's other subdivisions all around there.
Okay.
Those homes don't pull as much, but they're within a square mile radius. You can use them as a comp, but those, you have to adjust down because of the homes, being in that different subdivision, different amenities, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Same thing with Val Vista Lakes, we'll say, on Val Vista and Baseline. You have homes that are Val Vista Greens, Val Vista, just Val Vista. There's all sorts of different subdivisions that are around there. There are going to be homes within a mile that can be comps, but they're not in Val Vista Lakes. Val Vista Lakes is going to pull more money price per square foot because of the amenities
and stuff. Yeah.
So, and a lot of times Zillow, or people depend on Zillow or Redfin or any of these other algorithm site type
online sites.
Yeah, so they can't differentiate a lot of times between the two. So the value may be artificially inflated or artificially low, depending on
what comps it's deciding to use. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
In addition to comps that are outside of the neighborhood, they also put too much weight on the outlying properties, right? So I'll see all the time where people will say, this other realtor, here's the comps that they showed me. They want to list my home $30,000 more than you're recommending, Dylan. And I'll pull up the comps and I'll show them. And I'll say, they're including this comp that it was a flip that spent $100,000 on a remodel.
Correct.
That has no business being in the same comparable properties as yours.
Yeah.
It does not. Your home was built in 2004, and you've painted the cabinets, and the home is very nice and looks clean, but it is in no way a modern remodel that's demanding $50,000 of premium pricing.
It's like I talked about this on the show a couple weeks ago. We had a house that literally needs everything, including an eviction because there's a bunch of drug addicts living in the house.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, and an agent, put it up. It's like $500. The house fixed up is worth $550,000. The agents put it on the market for $500,000. It is absolutely insane, and I'm telling you, they should have things like that. That should, we do have the ethics board and the ethics committee. I don't know if you could do that for overpricing a listing. I don't. I
1/3 of the listings
should be able to. My God,
but that is just so egregious.
It's egregious. Yeah,
that is so egregious that it's like, man, oh man, you're locking them into a 6-month track, and they did. They signed a 6-month listing agreement with this agent at a number that is so off the wall. That it's shameful.
How much lower do you think they're going to end up getting if they did get an offer than what you'd offered?
Oh,
because they've been on there now for a while.
At least $150,000, if not more.
Yeah,
less.
And the big thing, Doug, that you alluded to is time is money.
Yeah.
So the fact that your life's kind of put on hold because you're ready to move, you gotta you have a plan, And then now it's been a month, now 2 months, now 3 months. Now you've lowered it 2 or 3 times, and it's just very deflating.
The
very
whole time you're
defeating.
paying your insurance,
Yeah,
you're
and
paying your house payment, you're paying
yeah.
your electricity, all the
You got people coming in out of your house constantly looking at it. So at some point, it's
trying to
just
keep
like,
it clean all the time.
Yes, it's very stressful selling the home and having it out on the market for 90 plus days. That's why they don't mess around. If they're telling you this is what it'll sell for, you know you're going to sell that within 30, 40 days. That's the way to do it.
If you get comps from other realtors, talk to you guys. You guys will show them what they're missing and why they're not pricing it right.
I will
mean, it's
send
important.
you properties comparables for free. Just
Yeah.
give us a call at 1-800-SELL-NOW. Say, hey, I want to talk to Dylan. I'm thinking about selling my house.
Just put what's your number?
Yeah.
Just put your number there.
480-498-8000.
You can get right a
Give
hold
me
of
a
him.
call. Send me a text. I'll be right there. 2 things that I want to mention, just as a reminder. I know that we've talked about it a few times. 70% of realtors in Arizona sell 1 home or less
A year.
a year.
That's
okay?
crazy.
So these people that you're getting data from, they probably don't sell a lot of homes. Right now, we have 50 homes on the market. 24 of them are pending. 26 of them are active, available. Why do I mention that? We have a huge pulse of what's going on. We send weekly status updates with all of the data, and we go over pricing strategy and negotiation every single time. All I do is negotiate for a living. I'm buying people's homes cash, or I'm helping you sell your home for maximum profit. You need to be able to get an expert on your side. Call us at 1-800-SELL-NOW. You'll have an expert in your corner.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, that does it for another week. Thanks for putting up with us for another hour. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, X, whatever you want to call Twitter now, or see the whole show live on YouTube. I don't think we put it on live, but you can see it on there anyway. It should be up probably either this afternoon or tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for being with us, and happy investing, everybody.